The U.S. Embassy in Baghdad under siege Tuesday as protesters and militia fighters staged a demonstration outside the embassy compound. The violence sparked by weekend U.S. airstrikes targeting an Iraqi militia unit. Fires continued to burn near the U.S. Embassy Tuesday after hours of violence. Protesters connected to an Iraqi militia group angered by American airstrikes in Iraq earlier marched in the streets of Baghdad, converging on the compound, hurling rocks and setting fire to a security post at the embassy compound entrance. Others tried to break down doors and storm the main compound, many chanting anti-American and anti-Trump slogans. Embassy security forces and guards hitting back with stun grenades and tear gas. American staff and some troops still inside the embassy. The entire compound placed in lockdown as both Iraq and the U.S. scrambled reinforcements to help secure it. The militia hit in the weekend strikes is called Kataib Hezbollah, or Battalions of the Party of God. Washington considers it a terrorist organization, and it has long harassed U.S. forces. Most recently, the U.S. blamed the group for a rocket attack at an Iraqi military base that killed an American contractor. Sunday's airstrikes were in retaliation.
And today, what we did was take a decisive response that makes clear what President Trump has said for months and months and months, which is that we will not stand for the Islamic Republic of Iran to take actions that put American men and women in jeopardy.
Kataib Hezbollah has ties to Iran, but is also part of Iraq's armed forces. The Iraqi prime minister says the killing of at least 25 of its members was a serious breach of the country's sovereignty, but he's also calling for calm. The U.S. president putting the blame squarely on Iran, tweeting, "Iran killed an American contractor, wounding many. We strongly responded and always will. Now Iran is orchestrating an attack on the U.S. embassy in Iraq. They will be held fully responsible. In addition, we expect Iraq to use its forces to protect the embassy, and so notified." Tehran saying there is no evidence the militia was involved in the attack. American officials closely watching the situation in Baghdad to see if it escalates and to see what protesters might do next. Meanwhile, U.S. Marines specifically trained to protect diplomatic missions, they're on their way to Baghdad. And the U.S. State Department says all embassy personnel are secure. And at this point, there were no plans for an evacuation.